two of my favorite actors of all time team up in Wolves, directed by Jon Watts, best known for what he did on the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy. This is a departure from, what we are used to getting from Jon Watts. And guys, these are two actors that I follow their careers for a very long time. They have been in some of my favorite movies of all time, especially the Oceans trilogy. And to see them together again on screen was just absolute magic. The chemistry, the way they bounce off of each other. Rusty, Danny, their chemistry is some of the best in cinema. So I hold their acting in very high regard. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Wolves, the movie itself, it focuses on two fixes. Something goes wrong at a hotel. George Clooney shows up. Brad Pitt also shows up, and they are basically forced to work together to clean up the mess, and that's where the whole thing gets rolling. Pretty simple. And look, the acting is great, guys, but the movie falls short for me simply because some of the conversations are just tedious. They are very boring. It's nothing that's snappy. That same dynamic and urgency and the comedic aspect that was in the Oceans movie, that's missing from here. And that's down to the script. The script is not as good as it could have been. Some of the jokes, they don't land. There's pockets and spaces where I find myself, my mind wandering because it's not entertaining. And it should have been, because, if you have these two actors in your movie, it should work. At no point shouldn't this movie work, but unfortunately it doesn't work, guys. It's a very boring movie, and that is very unfortunate because I was looking forward to this movie. I really wanted this to be good. Look, there's some scenes where the comedy is fine, and action set pieces are also great, but it stays flat. At no point does the movie take off. You're always waiting for that moment, that one moment where you're like, okay, let's go. Now we're going. That never happens. And I feel like that is unfortunate. I actually expected better from Jon Watts, because if you took the superhero aspect and you added it to a normal movie like this and you use that same blueprint, it should have worked. Because in a superhero movie, you have the setup, and from there, the whole thing just takes off. That never happens in this movie, and that is very unfortunate, guys. When it comes to the look and the cinematography and all that, it looks stunning. It looks brilliant. It's crispy. It's clean. That aspect, I can't fault the movie. The acting, Brad and George, they do their best with the weak script that they've been given. And it's pretty unfortunate, guys. I wanted the movie to be good, but it's not. When it comes to a rating for Wolves, guys, I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I was expecting the movie to take off, and it just never got to that point. And I like these guys, and the best news that I got out of this is the fact that they might be returning to the Oceans franchise. If that happens, I'm there day one. There's no way I can afford to miss that, guys. And possibly the way this movie ended, we might get a sequel. Now, how that's going to play out, I don't know, guys. And this is probably why the movie didn't get a wide theatrical release, because, there must have been screenings and it was pretty underwhelming. Could have been better. It should have been better. And if there is a sequel, which probably I think they will do, I just hope it's much better, because the way the movie ends, it sets up what could happen, in a sequel, which is pretty interesting. But, let's see how people respond to this one. From my side, I'm disappointed, but it's just great to see these guys back on screen together. And Clooney, I need to see Clooney back, acting in movies. He's been gone too long. I need something that just reminds the world of why Clooney is such a brilliant actor. That's it for me, guys. Please let me know what you think about Wolves. Catch you on the next video.